Good morning. Once again, it's time for Word of the Day Thursday, and our word for today is courage. Usually when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is grab my phone and check the weather and the news headlines. On Saturday morning, I learned it was going to be another hot and humid day, and sadly I learned that Congressman John Lewis had passed away from pancreatic cancer at age 80. When I think about courage, it's John Lewis that I see. He courageously put his body on the line time and time again for the cause of civil rights. As a young student in Nashville, Tennessee, he became part of the nonviolent protest against segregation at lunch counters. He was one of the original 13 Freedom Riders who in 1961 tried to end segregation on public transport. He was a speaker at the March on Washington where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave his I Have a Dream speech. In 1965, he led the peaceful march on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama. A policeman's billy club fractured his skull. In an obituary in the New York Times, it said Mr. Lewis led demonstrations against racially segregated restrooms, hotels, restaurants, public parks, and swimming pools. And he rose up against other indignities of second-class citizenship. At nearly every turn he was beaten, spat upon, or burned with cigarettes. He was tormented by white mobs and absorbed body blows from law enforcement. This is courage. He was also a man of great faith, and that faith led his actions. Representative Lewis said, "Hold only love, only peace in your heart, knowing that the battle of good to overcome evil is already won." He's an example to all of us of what courage looks like and where it comes from. Right now, as we witness the struggle for social justice and deal with the worldwide pandemic, we are called to have courage. In his letters in the New Testament, St. Paul often calls on his young churches to have courage. They too fought difficult battles with prejudice and against the religious and political leaders. During this time of pandemic, when I say my prayers at night, I pray that God would grant us courage and compassion. And we see that courage and compassion all around us. I think of the doctors and the nurses, the hospital workers, the firefighters, the first responders, the bus drivers, my list could go on and on. They put their life on the line every day for their fellow citizens, and some of them have given their lives for us. Paul's words were written to us as well. We read in 1 Corinthians 16, "Keep alert, stand firm in your faith, be courageous, be strong. Let all that you do be done in love." May we thank God for the examples of courage we see in our world today. May we thank God for the life and faith and courage of Representative John Lewis. May God's love and faithfulness give us the courage to stand up for all of our brothers and sisters as the call for social justice becomes louder and as we deal with COVID-19. God bless you.